Hi everyone, I'm Emma, and I'm so happy you're here with us today.
And I'm Alex, welcoming you back to Gain Insight, the podcast where stories bring us closer together.
Each episode, we share adventures, laughter, and lessons wrapped inside tales that make learning English feel effortless and fun.
Our goal is simple: to make you smile, spark your imagination, and remind you that stories can turn even an ordinary day into something special.
So settle in, dear listeners, because with Alex and Emma as your hosts, you're never just hearing a story.
You're joining a journey.
The Village of Endless Sunrises. Welcome, dear listeners, to a story that feels like waking up on the happiest morning of your life. Imagine a place where the sun never truly rises all the way, but instead paints the sky with endless shades of dawn. That place exists, and it is called the Village of Endless Sunrises. I stumbled upon it during my travels, when I took a wrong turn and followed a golden light peeking through the forest. At first, I thought it was the usual sunrise. But hours passed, and the light never changed. It remained soft, warm, and filled with promise. As I stepped out of the forest, I saw the village glowing in pastel colors, every rooftop kissed by the eternal dawn. Children were laughing in the streets, chasing kites that shimmered in the pink sky. The air smelled like fresh bread, honey, and wildflowers. It felt like stepping into a dream that refused to end. A kind woman with silver hair approached me. She carried a basket of oranges so bright they seemed to glow. "Welcome, traveler," she said warmly. "Here, every day begins with hope, and every moment is a new beginning." I smiled, feeling her words settle into my heart. She handed me an orange, and when I peeled it, the sweetness filled the air like sunshine itself. "Why does the sun never rise fully here?" I asked. She laughed gently. "Because in our village, we don't need endings, only beginnings." As I walked deeper into the village, I noticed something extraordinary. Every house had a small garden filled with blooming flowers. But no two gardens were alike. One was filled with roses that seemed to sing softly in the breeze. Another had tulips that glowed like lanterns. A third had daisies that turned their heads to follow me as I walked. It was as if every garden reflected the dreams of the people who lived there. I sat down near a fountain in the village square. Its water sparkled in colors I had never seen: gold, silver, even gentle lavender. Children dipped their hands into it and giggled, while elders sat nearby, knitting or telling stories. The sound of joy echoed everywhere. A boy with messy hair and bright eyes sat beside me. "Are you new here?" he asked. I nodded. "Then you have to try our sunrise pancakes." Before I could reply, he tugged my hand and led me to a small bakery. The bakery smelled like heaven. Warm bread, sweet cinnamon, and butter melted in the air. The baker, a cheerful man with flour on his cheeks, greeted me with a booming laugh. "First time?" he asked. I nodded again, smiling. He placed a plate in front of me, golden pancakes topped with syrup that shimmered like sunlight. I took a bite, and my eyes widened. It wasn't just food, it was memory. The taste reminded me of my childhood, of mornings with my family, of laughter around the breakfast table. Tears pricked my eyes as I ate. The baker winked. "That's what happens here. The sunrise shows you who you are." After breakfast, I wandered through the market. There were stalls of fruits I had never seen before. Apples that glittered like jewels, grapes that whispered when touched, pears shaped like stars. Musicians played gentle tunes that seemed to float on the golden light. Dancers twirled in the square, their skirts catching the colors of the sky. It felt like the entire village was celebrating life itself. As the day went on, I noticed something beautiful. There were no clocks, no one hurried, no one worried about time. Every person moved with ease, as though they had all the time in the world. And maybe they did. An elder sitting by the fountain told me, "Time is not measured here. It's felt." When I asked how long he had lived in the village, he smiled. "Long enough to know that happiness cannot be counted in hours." Later, I followed a path that led me to the edge of the village. There, a golden meadow stretched out endlessly. Children were flying kites shaped like birds, and the sky carried them higher than seemed possible. A young girl handed me a kite shaped like a phoenix. "Try," she encouraged. I held the string, and the kite soared upward, glowing brighter than the sunrise itself. In that moment, I felt lighter, freer than ever before. As the soft light continued, I sat on a hillside, watching the endless dawn. A young musician sat beside me, strumming a guitar. The melody was tender, hopeful, and it seemed to blend with the golden air. "What song is that?" I asked. He smiled. "It's not a song, it's the sunrise, translated into music." I closed my eyes and listened, feeling the harmony wrap around me like a blanket. Evening never came. The sky remained painted in pinks, oranges, and golds, as though the universe refused to let go of this perfect moment. I realized that in this village, every second was a chance to begin again. Every smile, every word, every shared meal was a new sunrise in itself. And perhaps that was the secret. Not that the sun refused to rise fully, but that the people had learned how to keep the feeling of dawn alive in their hearts. When it was time to leave, I felt a pang of sadness. But the villagers assured me, "The sunrise will follow you." The silver-haired woman placed a small flower in my hand. It glowed gently, holding the colors of dawn. "Whenever you need hope, look at this," she said. I thanked her, my heart full. As I walked back through the forest, the golden light slowly faded. The usual sun rose fully, bright and ordinary. But in my pocket, the flower still glowed, reminding me of the village of endless sunrises. And even now, dear listeners, when I face difficult days, I close my eyes and imagine that eternal dawn. I remember the laughter, the music, the taste of sunrise pancakes. And suddenly, my heart feels lighter, filled with new beginnings. So if you ever feel lost, remember this. The sunrise doesn't have to end. Not if you carry it inside you. And that, my friends, is the story of the village of endless sunrises. A place where hope is eternal, where every moment is a fresh start, and where joy is as endless as the dawn.